Hey guys, happy pre-Thanksgiving, or happy Thanksgiving to all you that are watching this. Chifles gave me a phone call and decided to ask, hey, what can you do for Thanksgiving? How can you use Chifles, like I've done the last few episodes. And I made a very cool dish for Friendsgiving about 3 years ago, actually in this very same kitchen we're currently standing in. And it was so good that by the time I finished plating it and I went to grab a bite, it was gone. So I assumed it was good, but I did not use the main ingredient. It's the most important. Chifles. So I'm gonna incorporate the garlic. I'm gonna use this as my little dish to hold everything at the end for an appetizer. And then I'm gonna use sweet potatoes, sweet plantains with my sweet potato. And I'll show you how to do that real quickly. It's the easiest dish you can make. It's simple, no worries, but let's get to it real quick. And before I keep going, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you're having a good time with your family and friends. I know 2020 has been tough, but hey, we're still here together. We're still celebrating the family who we love, and Chifles is still part of that, so let's get rallied, let's do this, all right? Mama! First things first, if you don't have one of these, get one of these. And when I say these, I'm talking about a spiralizer. So, sweet potatoes move up. This is a spiralizer. They sell them in many stores. I recommend going to one. Where, I can't say probably because of trademark infringement. But, main important, spiralizer, down. Also ready to go, boom. I'm using the spaghetti cut because I wanted to be as thin as possible. So that's pretty much all set and ready to go. I'm using, like I showed you, sweet potato. So what you want to do when you're using this is set it up like I did and have this to be like your catching mitt, your cutting board. I'm gonna use my knife, and you want to just give it a nice, like, rough cut. I already washed these, by the way, and rinsed them. You want to give it a cut so the spiralizer can catch it. And that way it can spiralize the spiralize. With the ends, you can use however you want. You can actually put them in stock. You can actually just make them mashed potatoes. It's up to you. There's no worry, no harm, no foul there. Simple. Now begin the sensation of spiralizing. And don't worry, the Chifles part's coming up soon. This is just basically spiralizing. I'm gonna just do this real quick, and then when I come back, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to infuse Chifles in your perfect side dish for Thanksgiving. But don't go away yet. I'm gonna spiralize for a second, use my muscles. Oh God, it's so tough. Gin. It's gotta go. All right, gonna see you in a minute when I'm done spiralizing. All right, guys, back. I finished doing my workout in spiralizing. As you can tell over here, we have some nice spiralized sweet potato. So very simple. It takes a few minutes, but you gotta, get your muskies. So this whole idea came up with a side dish for Thanksgiving. Normally Thanksgiving, sweet potato pie, or you have sweet potato with marshmallows on top. The sweet potato is involved, right? And I'm like, how can I do the sweet potato, but I like the saltiness. I'm a Latin American person, and I need salt incorporated in everything. So how can I make this something fun for guests to pick at, which they did 3 years ago and devoured it, and for able to be edible and using something beautiful, which is a sweet plantain from Chifles. So see the color similarities? You see that? You see this? Come here, check it out. Boom, boom, boom. Weird. Was that intentional? I hope not. I do. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pop these bad boys open. Now, I'm gonna come back here to my trusty old friend. I'm gonna call him, what should I call him? I'm gonna call him Chifles guy. Chifles. So I'm gonna grab a few of these just to make, like I've done before, a dust. So pretty much, depending on the size you need to make, like I used 2 sweet potatoes to make that. So you wanna do pretty much the same amount. I wanna say full bag. And if you hadn't done it yourself, first off, you dip this in a little bit of goat cheese. Oh, by the way, that's gonna happen eventually. And you put it like, or in olive oil with garlic and just, boom. Oh, 2 big handfuls, that's all you need. Because you don't want it to overpower the sweet potato, but you also want it to have its essence. You want Chifles to pop through the recipe, so. Got it. So good. All set there. As usual, kids, it's gonna get a little loud, and I apologize. All right. Took liberty of grabbing a empty stainless steel bowl. And con cuidado, let's have a small dog like I do that's running around trying to grab everything I grab. Put it in the bowl. Big bowl. Awesome. So it's all there in the bowl, no worries. Good to make it. Alright. So now how do you incorporate this? Simple. These little chunklets of deliciousness are gonna go right in. Combine everything. I'm gonna use some of that, their extra stuff in here because I'm gonna incorporate Chifles again in our topping, which I mentioned earlier, guest appearance, maybe cookies. So leave it right there for now. So this here all set. All right, so I gotta marinate this somehow. Now, when you think of, a fully loaded baked potato or baked sweet potato, once again, guys, wedding ring off when you're cooking. When you think about a loaded baked potato, you think about bacon, sour cream, chives, all that jazz, butter. You want all that in there. So how do you make that in a small fashion using Chifles? Well, I already gave you sweet potato spiralized. I already gave you the sweet plantains chopped up into nice little chunks. So how do I mesh it all? Simple. I'm gonna add some olive oil and be very, very vicious with the olive oil. You want to, because sweet potatoes is gonna absorb every flavor you put in. Then I made a weird blend of complete seasoning or sazon completa. A little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. I'm gonna stop halfway and I use it all. Simple. Why? Get it so it gets nice and clean. And by the way, I have washed my hands before this, but if you don't believe me, most chefs on shows don't show you to wash your hands. You're like, oh my God, just throw it in this thing. Yeah, it's COVID now. Wash your hands. That was 18 seconds of washing hands. Very important. Should be 20. Anyway, so now it's in. I'm gonna just start getting in there like I mean it. All right. And some fall on the floor, it happens. That's part of cooking, getting dirty, making a mess. All right, so now it's all set there and ready to go. Normally you can marinate this for a few hours. I would say no more than 30 minutes because then it gets too soggy and mushy. But I would say 15 minutes. You can wrap it in saran wrap and leave it in the oven so everything absorbs. Or you can just literally what I'm about to do with just Thanksgiving quickness, get it on. So I have a nice tray sheet pan that is covered with parchment paper, and I put a little bit of cooking oil on top. You can use spray as well. So let's put that in. Nice and easy. You make sure you get every last morsel of that Chifles sweet plantain. You gotta get that in there. You want a little bit of crisp, softness, and crunch? Perfect. All right. So, spread it out. Massage it. Like I said in the past, like you're massaging, your mother-in-law that you love and hate or love. Get you wet. Just gotta make sure you get in there. She feels it. All right, so as that's sitting there right now, the oven is preset at 400 degrees temperature. So I'm gonna leave it for about 20-25 minutes. But it's not done yet. Because what I said before I started talking about, family favorites, Thanksgiving favorites, is you gotta have a loaded baked potato, which would have involve sour cream, bacon. Man, where's the bacon? As you can see, I have to wash my hands. Where's the bacon? Well, lucky for you, I have Italian blood in my life, and I'm gonna do one thing. In the same oven, 400 degrees, I have pancetta. Pancetta is the greatest bacon ever created. I don't care what you think, it's up to you, but pancetta, all day. I have this in a grease stand, it's gonna go the same temperature, 400 degrees, for the same amount of time. And to add a little more flair on top of this, I have some other chunks because I want a little bit of the pancetta to kind of like meld into the sweet potatoes and Chifles sweet plantains. So just a little bit because this is gonna go on top no matter what. I want a little bit of that fusion, of that pancetta delicious fat, which is, first off, Thanksgiving. We're gonna eat roasting for the rest of the month. So enjoy that. And I remember this, the seasoning I use is because I wanna make sure I can toss it all around. There we go. Yeah. So that's in there, ready to go. And to me, you always gotta have herbs. These are gonna be chives, gonna be used for a topping, which we'll get to soon, trust me. Also love Chifles. But I like using cilantro a lot, as you can tell from previous episodes. And I put a little bit of that on top of the sweet potatoes and the Chifles sweet plantains to just give it a little bit of that like earthy cilantro flavor that we all flippin' love. So get that in there, ready to go. And then comes the easiest part. Oven, 400 degrees, set, ready to go. Open it. It's the hard part, guys. Be freaked out. Place it in the oven. Then grab your pancetta and put it underneath because the meat goes under in case any oils, they go beneath, they don't affect what's going on. And then you place that in the oven and then you close it. And for the next 25 minutes, because it's Thanksgiving, you grab a scotch, a glass of wine, 3 beers, 3 shots, whatever you want to do. Grab some Chifles on the way though, okay? Have a Chifles old fashioned, which I can make, but not today. But if you want questions, tell Chifles to make it happen, and I'll do it. All right, see you guys in about 25 minutes. Make sure the final plating and the best part. How am I gonna grab these guys? Garlic and goat cheese and sour cream and put it on top. We'll find out. See you in a bit. Hey, welcome back. How you doing? We're here finishing off our little appetizer slash side dish, possibly if you wanted to. This is the spiralized sweet potato that we did earlier with a Chifles crust and a little bit of pancetta and cilantro. Look at that. By the way, there's no smell-o-vision yet, but eventually Apple's gonna figure out how to do smell-o-vision. It smells ridiculous in here. It's really good. And then our little friend in the bottom, our pancetta. I'm sorry. Are you hearing that? Is that a... Oh yeah, fattiness, Thanksgiving all day, let's go. Keep that vibe going. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. Obviously it's piping hot. As I let it sit, as I showed you before, I have a mixture of goat cheese and sour cream. Your choice of goat cheese, your choice of sour cream. I grab 1 large spoonful of this, pretty much same spoon, and I use 1 large and 1 large and just put it all together. Now, how am I gonna incorporate Chifles again? Man, you know what? Why not? You have sweet, you have fatty, you need some garlic to tie it all together. You got the herbs ready, the cilantro I put in. So, pop these bad boys open. Wait. Same thing, and yes, I did wash my hands again. I can do another scenario of washing hands. I did, promise you, done. I'm gonna grab a nice handful, same food processor. I didn't clean it because you're still gonna have sweet potato. You're still gonna have Chifles sweet plantains on there. So you don't have to worry about cross-contamination or anything weird. Flavors are all be united, as always. And if you haven't had these, you got them. Stop making these. All right. As always, kids, it's gonna get that. Perfect. Now, I didn't go as thin as I've done in the past on purpose because I want you with the goat cheese to get that Chifles texture. You want that garlic to be like your boy, you know? So, always watch the blade, not cut yourself. For small children and large adults that don't have anything. I'm just gonna, and then use leftover chunks. We always give it to the camera person for later. There you go, bud. It's all for you after. All right? Yeah. So, goat cheese, sour cream. I'm making just the, oh yeah. Yeah. Like you mean it. And by the way, another fun thing you can do with this, You know how you always like, you see like holidays on Food Network that you can do like, they do goat cheese balls? You can do goat cheese balls for Christmas time, doing the same thing I just did. Saves you a ton of time. It looks super fancy. You take a crunch and like, oh my God, you're the best chef ever. We're not the best chef ever, we're just simple. Make it at home. All right, so this is ready to go. I'm not gonna eat it because that won't be enough for you guys. All right, while you guys are doing that, I also designed this little Chifles cups. Yes, they sell these for dips, chips, and all the joys. So obviously we'll make it larger fashion, but I'm gonna make it simple for us today. This is set and ready to go. What I wanna do is you wanna grab, where's mine? There you go. I wanna catch fire, man. I wanna bring it closer to you guys. I wanna just kind of just toss it around. And you have some of these crisp ends, that's okay. But what you want, if you want it crispier, leave it in the oven for another 5 minutes and you want it full crisp. I like it this mushy, almost like it was a little bit thick. You want that soft, delicious, ready to go texture, okay? So, what I'm gonna do is to save time, because it's an appetizer. Once again, this can be a side dish, easy. But if you wanna be the cool guy that has an appetizer show up, you have this already pre-done. All you can do is, I wouldn't really heat it, but you could. I'm cutting it up. Like you cut up pasta for children, so they don't get, they don't choke on the spaghettis. Same thing, so that way it's easier to grab in pieces. All right, so I got this all going over here. I'm using my tongs to kind of separate it. But if you want to plate it, I recommend grabbing a spoon because you're going to a small container, like I showed you earlier, the small Chifles cups. So, spoon ready. Oh yeah. So you have the Chifles, sweet plantains already here. You have the pancetta. So I'm gonna grab a small scoop. Oh wow. Is this happening? Is this the thing? Oh my gosh. No, get out of here. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yep, that's the thing. Yep. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I wish you guys were all here to like smell and taste, because I'm if you weren't here, I'd be just eating the crap out of this right now. You don't even know. So, that right there is already all set. I'm gonna make it look fancy like we're doing like, an actual show. Oh man, we are doing a show. All right, so look at these bad boys. All ready to go. Some have pancetta in them already, which is great, but I saved the pancetta, which by the way is in my hand. Yeah, won't catch fire, that's okay. So, I'm gonna grab a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm bringing pancetta back. All right, now comes the fun part. Which every male or female craves, I don't care where you are, some goat cheese. But man, is that wrapping? So you're gonna be romantic and just put a dollop right there, right there. Oh, good. You wanna share? Perfect, it's Thanksgiving. You spend sharing. You guys have no idea how my wife's salivating right now. Like she's dying to eat this, and I attack this camera. She's supposed to throw the camera out the window. And like, man, I want some of that. I'm like, yeah, you'll get there, honey. We'll get there. So that's the goal you want on Thanksgiving. You want to make something so delicious, but the whole part is that it was only made perfect because Chifles helped me out. And then boom. So you technically already have your loaded baked potato, but it's not loaded sweet potato because it's Chifles infused potato using not only, hold up, garlic tostones with goat cheese, plantain shells, which is under, which I'm about to take a bite of to show you how good it is. My eyes don't lie. I'll be like, ugh. And then the sweet plantains with the sweet potato to make everything happen. So Chifles is for your Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving is about what? Gathering people around, gathering people you care about. So what I do, I gathered 3 of our friends around to make Thanksgiving, right? So I gathered people around to make this. And then obviously, you cannot finish a sweet potato without some raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Make this look real good for Chifles and mittens. Make it look fancy like you're a pro chef. Put this in everyone's mouth and take a breath. This right here, guys, is gonna be probably the best thing you can do with Thanksgiving for your friends, for your family. And all you had to do was just take 25 minutes of your time and grab 3 bags of Chifles. And then, well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I wish you were all here with me. God bless you all. Chifles late.